start listening to older women when it comes to beauty product reviews, okay? And I mean women that are in their 40s to their mid 60s. And the reason why I say that range is because that is the hardest demographic for beauty brands to sell to, that age range. The hardest demographic for them to sell to. Why? Because women in that age range have purchased so many products in their life that they know what works for them and what doesn't, okay? And they also have the income that they can buy pretty much what they want, okay? And I know that's a generalization, but there was a campaign decades ago where I can't remember if it was Estee Lauder or Lancome or they had Isabella Rossellini as the face of the campaign. And when it sunset, she had said, I don't know why they took me off because I resonated with the demographic that is the hardest to sell to. Like I mirrored that age range. So if you really want to get more authentic reviews, don't disregard women that are a little bit older because they actually might give you, a different perspective than maybe somebody who's a little bit younger. And I'm not knocking anybody. Please understand that. It takes a lot of courage to get on the internet and, show your face and talk. And so please, I'm not knocking anybody. Women in that age range typically are not as swayed to new trends, every product that comes out because they know it works for them, right? And, with so many new products that are coming out all the time, when do influencers or when do people that are giving these reviews, how much time have they really given those products to give an honest, true review? And, somebody that's a little bit older that, not to say that they don't have a robust collection of makeup or skincare, because I certainly, I do have one, right? But they might have, a couple foundations that they keep in their rotation, that they're like, hey, I have mature skin and this works for me, right? Like if you have the following, this might work for you. Or they have tips, old school tips that, you may have never heard of that could certainly, help you. And, again, this is a generalization, but, they may not overconsume as much, meaning that, they might have one blush from YSL, not 7, right? And they're using that product to the end of its shelf life. So they can really give you an honest answer to say, hey, this lasts me all day, right? And I've worn it in sun, snow, rain, drought. So all I'm saying is, if you really want to have a different perspective, don't disregard and swipe when you see somebody that's a little bit older doing a review, because you might learn something. I'm definitely trying to make my channel a little bit more broader and not just, more of my practice and the witchcraft part of my life, which is important. But what a lot of people don't know is that, I, back in the day, back in the 2010s, early 2010s, I was doing beauty blogging. When I lived in Dallas, I was doing makeup on clients. I never claimed to be a pro artist because I didn't think that my artistry was that great to claim pro artist title, but and I also didn't do it full time, but I did runway, I did bridal, all that stuff. And I did a lot of product reviews, and so, but in a different format. I wasn't on YouTube or anything like that. And it was always kind of a fun thing for me and a release, and I have, quite a bit of knowledge. And so anyway, if I sprinkle some of that into this channel and, onto my blog, and, that's where this is coming from. So give an older lady a shot, Thanks for watching.